mission to expose the lies he claims the government is hiding from the American people, and he says there's already plenty of shady business brewing with the next presidential election. Please welcome back the author of 63 documents the government doesn't want you to read, former Governor Jesse Ventura. Welcome back. Now, this is interesting. I spent the weekend with it, and we want to get to some of that, but I want to get to some things you recently said. One being that if Republican Congressman Ron Paul runs, that you would be his running mate?
No, I said I would give it serious consideration.
Okay.
That still leaves me a way out if I want to continue living in the Baja.
Why do you want to be, why would you even consider that?
Because I think he is the only true elected official at the federal level that puts the people of America first and not the political parties first.
So it's important that he's an independent then?
Well, I guess, you know, I rethought that and thought, well, maybe if he ran as a Republican, it would cause trouble if he picked an independent like me to be VP, wouldn't it?
Has he expressed interest? He's coming here in a couple weeks. We might ask him.
Yeah, apparently he was on Alex Jones's radio show and said he found it very intriguing and that it wasn't out of the question.
But the two of you haven't talked yet about it?
No, not directly.
But you realize that he is not pro-choice, Ron Paul.
I understand that,
yeah.
and I am, but that's one thing I'll set aside because that's just one issue. And you have to look at the big picture of what he stands for. He wants to audit the Federal Reserve. So do I. You know, they're the people that make all the money in the world. So guess who really runs our government, people? It's those with the money that run it. So when you elect people, they don't really run the country. In this country now, the Federal Reserve runs our country.
He wants to get rid of Homeland Security, though.
So do I.
You also said
I call Homeland Security the Gestapo.
And what would you put in its place?
Really? They're actually...
Well, I've run into trouble with them already myself. You know, I have a pending lawsuit against Homeland Security and the TSA. Well, I have metal in my body. So when I pass through the metal detector, I can go through naked. It's going to go off. So I'm now subjected to a sexual assault or the microwave. And if you're flying 3 to 4 times a week, you're not going to convince me that that microwave is safe. Right. They have no proof.
They say it's your choice to fly, right?
Well, certainly it's my choice to fly, but likewise, I would challenge and say, what my suit is over is the 4th Amendment to the Constitution, reasonable search and seizure. And I'm stating that it is not reasonable to believe Jesse Ventura is a threat. I've been a governor. I've been a mayor.
So you believe in profiling?
Wait a minute. I'm a 6-year naval veteran, and the Speaker of the House isn't subjected to it. I challenge. Is John Boehner any more patriotic than me? I went in the service, so is mine.
That's a dangerous statement, though, because it does lead to profiling in a way, correct, right?
I just want to ask a question because there are a lot of things in that book and a lot to put into our minds. My question is, what do we do about it? With all this information that you have now presented us with, what do we do? Because, you know, I don't know what to do.
We just talk.
First thing, let me state this. Did you know last year alone, the government classified 16 million documents top secret? We're not allowed to read them. And I challenge saying I'm allowed to read everything. You want to know why? I pay taxes. And my tax dollars are being spent on some pretty crazy stuff you're going to find out in this book. And we have every right to know what they're spending your tax dollars on because it's our money.
You know, okay, you're speaking of these documents that are classified. Let's talk about some of these documents in your book. This is the one that really fascinated me. You claim that our military can take over the country at any time, that they have the capacity to set up relocation camps.
Yes.
So does that mean...
I'm not claiming it. It's in the documents.
Okay.
I don't claim anything.
This is what you're saying there in the documents. Okay.
Yourself.
Are you saying that American citizens, that we could be in modern-day concentration camps?
Absolutely. My show, Conspiracy Theory, we did the one on Are We in a Police State? The government came down so hard, they pulled it after one airing. You can't see it now, excuse me, isn't that censorship? And it's because we found a bill from Homeland Security that says FEMA will create no less than 6 internment camps. For whom? Who do they plan on putting in there?
Aren't you then creating some sort of fear in terms of our military?
Though, in this country, you know, we've done that more than once in this country. Created internment camps.
I don't want it to happen again.
For when people we consider to be threats. The Japanese were one.
And it might be me now. I could be going in now because, you know, I question my government.
You do question the government. You know what's interesting is that
being shut down this week. That's really on the table this week. What do you think about that?
I really don't know. You know, maybe it'd be kind of nice to shut them down for a while.
I think it would be a lot of
if you're on Social Security or you need a job or you're on food stamps, you're not going to like it very much.
Let's remember what you got out there.
Right.
You got a two-party dictatorship. Both of these parties are controlled by the corporations who pay their money.
That I believe.
And so you know, there is no real choice. Notice Barack Obama ran on hope we can believe, or change we can believe in. Where's the change?
And then reality struck.
Where is it?
So here's my question again, because you point out lots of information, lots of people agree. What do the American people do about it? Because that's what I want to know. Who do we call? Do we get up and protest? Do we pee on the lawn? What do we do?
It's as clear as the nose on your face, but you can't see the forest for the trees. What you do is simple. Stop voting for Democrats and Republicans. We have to break the two-party dictatorship, and we have the power to do it. Quit voting for them.
Well, they don't give you a viable third-party candidate.
Why do you have to be third party? Vote for anyone but them. Send the message.
I think we're
Send the message. If we're such lemmings, well, of course we are, because we're a bunch of lemmings. We're getting marched off the cliff, and nobody looks left or right.
Except
during the march.
Well,
I live in Mexico now. So, and by the way, I'll add, my wife and I think, are going to attempt to become Mexican citizens.
Wow.
And it isn't that I don't give up my U.S. citizenship. We want dual citizenship.
Okay. Well, we wish you well with that. Our thanks to Jesse Ventura. Hey, members of our studio audience are going home with a copy of 63 documents the government doesn't want you to read, but he does.